All right, let's talk about something wild. How are electric cars, cutting-edge AI, and a project with a price tag in the tens of billions of dollars all connected? Well, it all kicks off with this one kind of strange number.
Okay, so here it is, 208. That's how many of these massive Tesla Megapacks, and I mean, these things are giant grid-scale batteries, have just been installed at a super secretive new facility down in Memphis, Tennessee. But here's the kicker. They're not there to power the city.
So what on earth needs that much power, right? Well, the answer has nothing to do with public utilities. It's all about feeding the brain of another one of Elon Musk's huge ventures.
Yeah, that's right. These batteries aren't for a city grid. They're firing up the brain of Musk's AI company, xAI. And this is where we start to see his two massive companies, Tesla and xAI, basically begin to operate as a single unit.
So that site in Memphis, that's the home of what they're calling the Colossus 1 supercomputer. This machine has just one job, to train Grok, which is xAI's big answer to models like ChatGPT. And for right now, those 208 Tesla Megapacks, storing an absolutely insane amount of electricity, that's what's keeping the whole show running.
Okay, so powering a supercomputer is one thing, but the sheer scale of this project, and we're talking about the cost here, it is just on a completely different level.
So get this, the estimated price tag for this one site, somewhere between $30 and $40 billion. To give you some perspective, that's more than it costs to build the entire James Webb Space Telescope. This is a gigantic, all-in bet on winning the AI race, no question.
So here's the game plan for this whole colossal project. You've got the Colossus 1 supercomputer, and the AI it's training is Grok. Right now, as we said, the Tesla batteries are handling the power, but the long-term vision? A huge 500-acre solar farm, and they're planning to break ground on that thing this September.
But, you can't build something this enormous without running into some serious problems. A project this big needs an incredible amount of power and water, and, well, that's definitely gotten some people's attention.
Okay, first big issue, power. To get things up and running fast, the site started off using gas-powered turbines. Now, this immediately raised some red flags, particularly from the NAACP, who are worried about the environmental impact on the local majority Black community. In response, xAI has been really public about pushing for a permanent power solution, and they've even proposed building a whole new substation with community oversight.
All right, problem number 2, heat. Supercomputers are basically giant, expensive space heaters, and Colossus 1 needs a pretty radical way to stay cool. So what's their answer? It's actually pretty wild. They're building what they call the world's largest ceramic membrane bioreactor. What does that even mean? Well, it's a system that's going to recycle over 13 million gallons of sewage water every single day just to keep this supercomputer from literally melting down.
And you have to remember, this entire project is like building the plane while it's flying. As the general manager of xAI, Brent Mayo, put it himself, they are actively looking at how fast they can transition to permanent power. It's this crazy race to solve massive infrastructure problems while the computer is already up and running.
But look, this $40 billion computer, it's not just about one single project. It is a critical piece in a much, much bigger chess game that Musk is playing for, really global AI dominance.
And of course, all of this is happening in the middle of some really fierce competition. Colossus exists for one reason, to make Grok a total powerhouse against its rivals. And at the same time, you've got Musk publicly going after competitors, even accusing Apple of giving an unfair advantage to OpenAI's ChatGPT in its App Store. So the battle lines are definitely being drawn.
And this whole strategy goes way beyond just xAI. Just look at the huge shift that's happening inside Tesla right now. They just completely scrapped their own in-house supercomputer program, Dojo. Why would they do that? Well, it turns out they've signed a massive $16.5 billion deal with Samsung. The goal? To partner up and develop the next generation of autonomous driving chips. You can see all the pieces on the board are moving in the same direction.
So when you step back and look at all of this together, it leaves us with a really fascinating question. You've got Tesla literally powering xAI, and xAI's needs are shaping Tesla's own strategy. So, are we just watching the race to build the best AI, or are we actually seeing the blueprint for a completely self-contained, vertically integrated tech empire? Definitely something to think about.